I went to Juba, South.
The first civilization to take Africans up.
All right, guys, thank you so much for joining my live. We apologize for that a bit of interruption. All right, today's topic, of course, is about the high rate of COUPS in Africa. We first saw the coups that were so prominent, starting from Ibrahim Traore in Burkina Faso, and then the major countries that were, of course, together with Ibrahim Traore, working together to bring a change in their different, countries. Now, with there is news that is circulating. Uh, there is actually news that is circulating all over different, platforms. That's the internet. Um, sorry, like I was saying, there is information that is going on about the attempted coup between the military in Benin and also the current government. But different news outlets are denying it. The president of Benin, or the government of Benin, is denying the military, led by Lieutenant Tigiri, of course, having taken over. Now, not long ago, it's, I guess, the end of last month or the beginning of this month, we saw a coup that happened in in Guinea-Bissau. Humphrey entered the studio. I can see Humphrey. Okay. Hi, Humphrey. Oh, God damn it. Humphrey, hi. You entered and you left again. So, like I said, so we saw, of course, Guinea-Bissau. The government tried to deny that Guinea-Bissau. The government tried to deny the coup that happened in Guinea-Bissau, but again, we realized that they were just, they were not saying the truth, because later on, of course, now the government or Guinea-Bissau as a country is being led by military. We saw that ECOWAS heading there last week, and for discussions and so on. Now, Lieutenant Tigiri went on the national television in, of course, Benin, and declared that the country has been taken over, or he has taken over the country. Now, Benin is a country that is in the western part of Africa, and it is being surrounded or bordered by Togo, it is bordered by Niger, it is bordered by Burkina Faso, it is also bordered by Nigeria. Now, this country of Benin, of course, we know it has been through a lot, more especially everything to do with the leadership, development, and all that. It is one of the traditional countries actually in Africa. All right. Of late, like our topic says, that's why the high rate of COUPS in Africa. Now, of recently, we have seen that Africa is one of the continents that has got countries that are being led by presidents who want to stay in power for apparently quite a long time. And now, with the development of communication and ways of people, ways how people can communicate in different ways, has also led to the unity of different groups of people. That's why it is very easy for these groups, of course, to take place. And there has been a lot of external involvement within different, African countries. I'm going to give you an example of the country. I usually like to give the example of Uganda. Not long ago, when we had the war of Russia in Ukraine break out, we saw people trying to cross roads. Okay, some other leaders showed us, for us, we belong to Russia, others we belong to Ukraine. Now, in Uganda, the current president, who is an incumbent right now, because of course he's in the line of those contesting for presidents once again, was very clear that he's in the side of Russia. So he supports Russia and all that. Um, and then one of the opposition leaders in Uganda, one of the prominent opposition party, that is the National Unity Platform, or call it THRU, came out and said he's in support with Ukraine. He even went ahead and visited Ukraine. He took pictures when he's standing with the different, machineries and different ammunitions, and he was trying to send a signal. And everyone interpreted the signal in a different way. Some others were like, he's trying to show Ukraine is ready to fight if he doesn't be a president, and so on and so forth. Now, military in Africa has always used the force in one way or the other, because when it comes to leadership. And I can assure you, it's going to be quite hard for Africa to see a civilian as, gaining power to control the different countries. I at times I look at what has happened in of course Benin, what happened in Guinea-Bissau, what happened in Burkina Faso, what happened in Niger, Mali, and other places. At times, it's not something that we are going to skip, or should we, or something that we should be shy of. For example, in Uganda, we have got some, I call them civilians or non-military people wanting to contest for leadership. I'm telling you, it's quite hard. It's very hard. This one, I say it now, not because I want, I'm just saying it because it is simply the truth. If at all we wake up one time and we see a civilian taking over Uganda's presidency, we are going to have such kind of things. After months or 6, you're going to see a military official taking over. After duration or the other, you're going to see a military official taking over. Someone drives to the national television and stands and shuts down everyone and starts, of course, letting the world know that they've taken over leadership and governance. So that is something like we expect, or something that happens when one, the security does not trust the leadership, and where everyone thinks they have the power to rule. It is okay for one to have the power to rule. It is someone's right for you to contest if at all you feel or you think you have the potential. But again, it is another thing for, of course, a transition that is violent. But we've seen this. This is not news. So yes, and there are things that really happen when military. Now there are things. There are things that I should call elements. When the military comes and takes over national TV or national radio, that means they have captured the entire communication. When the military or whoever is staging a coup comes out and takes the parliament, maybe comes in the parliament and declares, but usually they don't, because the parliament is for the majority, for everyone. It is like Red Cross. So they go to national TV and declare. The moment they go to national television and declare, and they go in the freedom squares and declare, then that is it. That's why in some countries, the national television is guarded with the forces. There may be other televisions like private televisions, but a national television, if you reach in a countries like Uganda, you'll find that a national television has people who are guarding it. Not everyone, you know, can enter the way they feel like and come out. But again, the people usually who take over countries are the very people who people trust most.